So if you've been wanting to learn how to run Facebook and Google ads, but you don't know where to start, listen up. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, before we go any further, hit the subscribe button, leave me a like and drop a comment on any new type of videos that you want to see. And without further ado, let's get into it. So at this point, I think you understand that running Facebook ads and running Google ads for businesses can be really profitable. You can find businesses that will pay you up to 1K plus per month just to run their Facebook ads. So if you can master that skill and you can find 5 businesses that also need help with their Facebook marketing, you can come in, collect 1K from each, and you're making 5K per month. And that's not all. There's companies out there that charge way more than 1K per month for Facebook ads. There's companies that charge up to 10K just for Facebook ads alone. But if you're just starting off, you're not going to be charging 10K. So let's look at it in a more realistic light. And the same goes for Google ads. There's a lot of companies out there that offer Google ads as a service to their clients, and they charge a lot of money for it. All right, so that all sounds good, and you're probably thinking, all right, cool, I knew that was already possible, but where do I learn these and how do I actually learn them? So when it comes to learning how to do Facebook ads, learning how to do Google ads, most people will look towards courses and paid trainings, which those can be really, really valuable. But when you're just getting started, you don't need to do those. When you're just getting started, you can actually use the free trainings from Facebook and Google themselves, and that will be enough to let you get started. To make things easier for you to get started, let's just focus on that. Let's get you started with the minimum amount that you need to know. And then after you get started and you've got your first client, then move on to actually dialing in your skill a little bit further and maybe investing into a course or something that's going to make you more of an expert in Facebook or Google ads. So as I mentioned, you can learn how to run Facebook and Google ads from Facebook and Google themselves, and the 2 trainings that they offer are completely free. And when you finish one of their trainings, you actually end up with a certificate that, you can put on your CV if you want to get a job. But if you're trying to get clients, you can actually use that certificate as a bit of a kind of status symbol when you're attracting clients. So to learn Facebook ads, you go onto Google and you type in the Facebook blueprint, and it will come up straight away. It's a pretty in-depth course from Facebook going over the basics and what you need to know to set up ads, get them running, and look at all the different things that are inside running ads. So it's going to give you a great overview of, what an ad is, what an ad set is, what a campaign is, and basically how the whole system works. It'll also teach you a little bit about, the bidding system within Facebook. So what actually happens when you put money behind an ad, what actually happens. So it explains that whole dynamic and how that's a really important concept to be aware of. And if Facebook is not for you and you want to go to Google, what you can do is type into Google Skillshop, and you will find Google's free course on how to run Google ads. Again, you can get a full certificate from Google themselves saying that you have basically completed that training and you are certified in running Google ads. So before we go any further, let's just be really clear. These are for beginners. If you are going to be charging, 1 or 2K per month to run Facebook ads for business, you want to have a bit more experience. You want to know what you're doing a bit more. But these are the courses and the free things that you can do to basically get you started and to get your knowledge up to speed. So you're not going to become a Facebook ads wizard or a Google ads wizard just by doing these free trainings, but you will have enough knowledge to at least run some ads for some local businesses or for some small retargeting on an e-commerce website. Now, one reason why I don't recommend investing into a big paid course or something like that to start off with is that running Facebook ads and Google ads is only part of what you're offering. When you are offering these services to a business, that's a big part of what you're offering. But what's way more important than that is you, as a business owner, as a freelancer or an agency owner, learning how to get clients. So how to actually find businesses online and how to get in contact with them and actually sign them up with you. So ultimately, it comes down to 3 key things, okay? 1, you've got to have that service and you've got to be able to deliver that service. Again, that's why you will do those free trainings for Facebook ads and Google Skillshop, okay? But that's only one part of the equation. The 2 other key parts, in my opinion, are outreach, which is basically finding businesses online. So knowing where to find them and how you can find them consistently. And then the most important part after that is sales, okay? How do you actually take a business, contact them, and basically nurture them and get on a call with them and convince them to sign up and pay you money every single month. Those 2 things, outreach and sales, in my opinion, are way more important. Obviously, you have to be able to deliver a service and a good service. But if you just focus on service delivery and, running Facebook ads, you're going to miss out on a lot of clients. And ultimately, you're going to have a very hard time scaling because let's say you get 2 clients, okay, for Facebook ads. You got 2 clients and they're both paying you 1K each. You've hit 2K and you were thinking, whoa, this is pretty good. This is like a wage that I would get at a job. Now the thing is that those clients could cancel, right? Let's say one of them stays with you for 2 months and then they cancel. If that happens, you have now gone from 2K down to 1K. Your income is halved. So what you need to do to avoid that is constantly have new clients coming in so that when a business cancels, because there is going to be times when they cancel, not because you did a bad service, but maybe they just don't have the budget. Maybe something happened and they got to sink a load of money into a new product. Those things happen, and there's going to be times where you're going to lose a client. So you need to have a way in which you consistently have clients coming in. So when that does happen, it's not a big deal. You lose one client and it's okay. You ideally want to be in a scenario where you have maybe 4 or 5 clients, but you know that every single month you have an extra 1 or 2 clients coming in. So if 1 or 2 cancel, you just basically balance it out. So to be honest, I would spend 80% of your time on outreach and sales. The 80-20 principle applies, I'm sure you've heard of it before, but basically look, 80% of your results are going to come from 20% of the activities that you do. That 20% is outreach and sales, right? Those are the 2 things that are going to move your agency or your business forward. If you just focus on the service, you're going to have a very hard time. You're going to give a good service to your clients, and that's great. But what's more important is that you have stability and you have basically clients coming in every month. So you just don't have that weird kind of worrying feeling of, hey, I'm making 2K per month, but if one of my clients cancels, I've got 1K per month. And then if that client cancels, I'm 0. And trust me, I've been there. I've been in that scenario where I had 2 main clients when I was freelancing, and it was fine. I think I was getting maybe 1.5 to 2K from those. And that was fine. And the biggest problem there was that I was not focusing on getting new businesses in. Okay, so eventually one of those clients cancelled after I think about 4 or 5 months. All of a sudden my income was just cut in half. So then that was a real kick up the ass for me, and I realized that I have to spend a lot of time reaching out to businesses and learning how to consistently get them in, because or else I'm always going to struggle. So if that sounds like you and you are struggling with getting more clients, or you're just starting off and you literally can't even get the first client, I can help you basically focus on those 2 big things, on the outreach and on the sales, so that you can consistently and predictably bring in more clients. So I can help you do that. I have a guide that is called a 6-figure roadmap, where I basically teach you everything that I do. So I show you step by step how I brought my agency from 0 to a 6-figure mark per month. But more importantly, I teach you those principles of how you do that. How do you find businesses? Where do you find them? What do you say to them? And how do you nurture them in a sales environment so that you consistently get new businesses? So if you want to check that out, link to that is in the description. You can save $10 with the code SAVE10. And with that, we're going to wrap up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Leave me a like if you did. Make sure to be subscribed and leave a comment below of any new video topics that you want me to cover. And so before you go, remember this. There's 3 parts to your success as an agency owner or as a freelancer. And that is 1, delivering a good service. Okay? 2, outreach, and 3, sales. Okay, so the 2 biggest things are going to be outreach and sales, so definitely spend most of your time on those.